Hello everybody, I'm Wally here at Wally Gel Blasting, and today we are looking at a double bell Hi-capa 5.1, specifically the 782 variant. So there you go, there's the packaging. This came this morning in the mail. Comes with a little hard case as well. Once you open it up, there's two latches just on the side here. Open that up, and there you go, there's the Infinity 5.1 double bell Hi-capa. Now on here you can see that it is a full metal construction with the exception of the grip just here. The slide is just at the top section here, and it actually cuts in a little bit into the lower receiver as well. Now you also get a rail that is just here, as well as your slide lock, which is just there, and a safety. Now this safety just flicks up and down, so there it is on safe and there it is off safe. In addition to this, you also get a grip safety just there. So in order to actually shoot the gel blaster, you need to have your palm pressed into that switch just there. Now at the back here, you have got your hammer. So this hammer will flick back and forth once you shoot, and in order to actually shoot, you can see once I pull the trigger here, the hammer will shoot forward. There you go. Now in terms of sights, you have got two rear iron sights just here, as well as this single at the front. Now this model does also have a orange tip. Presumably you could take that off if you would like. This is a semi-only gel blaster. This one does not come in full auto as well. Now on the mag, this is a solid metal mag with a metal base plate as well. Now this is actually a double stack mag as well, which means that you can have two layers of gels on here as well. Now as you can see, the spring goes down all the way here to expose a little hole that's just there, which allows you to fill the magazine up. Now in terms of gas, you've got a valve just there. Like any normal gas mags, you just take your gas canister and then fill that up. And then just at the back here, that is your valve that the gun will press in order to shoot. Now that is your gas port right there. And in the box, they've actually given us a spare replacement part as well for these mag lips. Now when this magazine drops, these lips can get damaged and bend, which will stop it from being able to feed properly in the future, which is why they gave us an extra set of mag lips, which is really nice. Now we also bought an extra magazine as just there. That costed about 60 bucks. And yeah, let's have a look at some of the features of this pistol. Okay, whilst we were shooting this pistol, we did notice that it was incredibly smooth. It worked amazingly, and the pistol was consistently shooting at around 240 FPS. However, we did notice that the slide sometimes did not lock properly during our first couple of cycles that we ran with it. However, after a couple of shots, it caught on again and started working properly. There is still the occasional time when it doesn't lock properly. As well, we did also notice that sometimes the hammer would not compress fully down when shot, so you'd have to manually press the hammer in order for it to shoot again. Alrighty, well, we were hoping that this pistol would actually fit into a universal holster. I was a bit worried about the length of the pistol, that it would not fit in the holster, but it turned out to work perfectly fine and fits very nicely in the holster and is very secure. Now, that is something to note, is if you are planning to do something with a holster with this pistol, it does fit. You will just need to slightly adjust the holster, so in our case we just had to make it slightly larger, but other than that, worked perfectly fine and was very secure. So all in all, I can 100% vouch for this pistol. I would recommend this one as well. I will let you guys know in the future if I ever need to replace anything, or if there are certain upgrades. I'll make a video about that as well. But straight out of the box, I can 100% vouch for this pistol. So far it has held up pretty nicely, definitely has some good weight to it, and is very rigid. The only exceptions that we have noticed is that sometimes whilst you're shooting, the hammer would not cock back all the way, and it would kind of just, the hammer would just sit in its depressed state like that, meaning you, in order to shoot again, you would need to cock the hammer back and before you can shoot. Another thing we did also notice is that sometimes if you're shooting fast enough, the slide catch can actually shake off. However, after a couple of cycles, we did not notice this anymore. It would kind of slide out like that and just float around loosely there. But all in all, solid pistol, especially if you're just getting into it. This pistol costed about $300, so it's definitely a very good entry range pistol. Alrighty guys, thank you for watching. That was the Double Bell 5.1 Infinity Hi-capa. Now I will leave a link to the Gel Ball Undercover where we bought this pistol. This is not a sponsored segment, product, or video. This is just where we bought them, and we've had some good experiences with Gel Ball Undercover before. Now if you'd like to see more videos like this, I have some more on my channel, including tutorials and gameplay videos, so please be sure to check that out. But without further ado, I hope you have a good rest of your day.